viewers and the comrades, the people, the Pan-African people of Africa, and mainly the people of Kenya. Elections in Africa create difficulties. Everywhere in Africa, you find conflicts emanating from elections. Results declared, the loser does not come out to concede. Elections, if not well managed, can trigger the worst crisis for any nation in Africa. It is therefore very prudent for the people of Kenya not to buy populist ideas and forget the hinge point of electoral reforms, electoral injustices, electoral systems, mechanisms that can change Kenya and bring a credible results of an election where the losers and the winner will agree this was a fair contest. Given that circumstances, the circumstances that surround our badly managed elections, Kenya faces this challenge. A referenda of reducing MPs to zero does not solve your problem, because that problem of Kenya is a structural challenge. It's a structural challenge in the sense that the structures themselves give access to more money stolen, to more money hidden, to more money misappropriated by various institutions. Therefore, to have credible electoral reforms, credible electoral systems, credible electoral mechanisms will resolve 1/3 of the Kenya's problems.
Good morning, viewers. Thank you very much. Welcome to Punchline Africa Television. This is the only television online streaming from south of Sahara. Thank you very much. For 6 years, we have been doing so. We continue to do so to educate Africa and to educate the people, the citizens, the masses of Africa. What ails Africa? What kills Africa? Today, in the editor's memo, I have picked on one lesson. Last night when I was on Twitter space with the youth, millions of the youth of Kenya, they seem not to have known exactly what triggers conflicts, what causes conflicts. The danger of Africa now looks like it is elections. The danger of Africa is elections. Africa seems to be caught up in a trap that will create more and more conflicts. Elections seem to be causing quite a lot of difficulties for most of the African countries. Bad elections, rigged elections, poorly managed elections, poorly arranged elections, and the lack of voter education, voter apathy. Nigeria, for example, 84 million people registered in the last elections, only 28 managed to vote. Kenya, for example, only 11 million were able to vote out of 19 million or so. What causes voter apathy? These are some of the factors that we look at. But for me, as an African, I want to look at elections as an alien from our continent. Most of the African continents are not even very mature to conduct elections. Most of the African candidates are not yet ready to concede once elections are conducted. Most of the African countries cannot even accept the results, even when the Supreme Court has ruled that the elections were conducted in a free, in a fair, and transparent manner. These are the reasons that make me to bring this topic as a danger to Africa. The new danger for Africa is elections. Every part of Africa has this danger. every bad country where you mention elections, there is always chaos. When you talk about elections, there is always apprehension. There is a state of confusion, a state of apprehension, a state where people are not sure, a state of panic, a state of violence, a state of not knowing what is going to come. Even people reach the extent of parking, even people reach the extent of hoarding goods, even people reach the extent of hoarding money. We are aware that some people are hoarding money to say that there will be an election, expecting bad results always on the continent of Africa. Why do we expect bad results in our own after 66 years of independence? One, the problem of African elections are very clear. Bad electoral commissions. The officials of the electoral commissions in Africa are the main cause of a bad election. Some of them are not even aware of the same laws that they have put forward, that have been passed by their own parliaments to conduct elections. As we go to elections in Kenya, let me come back home, we seem to be jumping from one law to the other law, removing one to the other, conceding and removing, relocating laws, constitution. You seem to be saying chapter 6 does not work. You seem to be saying that we don't need to have a chapter 6 in our constitution. What then constitutes a constitution? What then constitutes an election? What type of leaders are countries in Africa selecting or electing? What type of leaders are we electing? Mafia to conduct our business. In Africa, the danger is elections. And when you look at all the countries across the continent of Africa, that danger remains the same. From Zimbabwe, the same. Look at Zimbabwe, for example. They did their election about 4 years ago. They are going to do another election, 2023. The leader of opposition in Zimbabwe still says he does not recognize the elected government, even when the Supreme Court has ruled that the elections were conducted in a manner, although there were a few skirmishes here and there, they met the threshold of international standards. Look at Uganda, for example. Elections were conducted about 1 year ago, but the losers still continue to say the elections, about elections, the vote was rigged. Who causes this rigging? Is it the government? Is it the Electoral Commission? Who should conduct our elections on the African continent? I submit, therefore, that the new danger for Africa comes from elections, bad elections. A new danger for Africa comes from elections that are badly managed, badly prepared, badly arranged without law. The laws of Kenya, for example, have been violated. We have allowed every crook to be on the ballot. And I'm shocked that yesterday, the Minister of Internal Security of Kenya said 40% of the people that are going to be on the ballot in Kenya are criminals or alleged criminals, or they intend to break the law. So what you need in Kenya today is to go and break the law and go to court and then go to the ballot. Is this what we want for Africa? Chapter 6 of our Constitution, the editor's memo, finds that it has been violated. It has been violated. Nobody has followed it. Not only in Kenya. We are conducting elections in Somalia across. How many years have we spent? How many people have we lost on the ground because of our elections? How many people have been assassinated? How many people have been jailed? Some have fled to Kenya and said they will not return to their country because of elections. Are elections a new danger for Africa? My submission is yes. They seem to be badly leaders elected by the people are a danger. Bad criminals elected by the people are the danger. More so, the one in Kenya. the leading contender has all the hallmarks of alleged crimes in all formats of humanity. Thank you. That is my take. Thank you, Miriam. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Let's take it. That is it, but let's now take it further. Let's play that tape. What type of thief do we have? A thief, there are two types of thieves. The ones who come to steal your car, your money, and go away. And then there is also a political thief. Cue in the clip. Thank you.
What is the difference between the ordinary thief and a political thief? Number one, the ordinary thief steals your money, your bag, your watch, and your jewelry, isn't it? But the political thief steals your future, your career, your education, your health, and your business. Number two, the hilarious part is that the ordinary thief will choose whom to rob. But you are the one who choose the political thief to rob you. Because we choose them. We vote them. We blindly say we are not blind. Who is deceiving who? The ridiculous part of the whole issue is that we will fight to defend and protect our belongings from the ordinary thief. Is it not? But we fight each other to defend and protect the political thief. Is that not what we do? Thugs will be fighting themselves to protect those that are stealing our career, stealing our joy, stealing our health, stealing our success. What a shame. What a travesty.
Thank you very much, Miriam. You have heard it for yourself. You have heard the listeners and the viewers across the continent of Africa, wherever you are who will pick this clip, you will know that we have two types of thieves. But we do elect these thieves. For example, like the headline that we saw this morning, Miriam, which you have been handling this morning in one of your papers, in one of the shows, you said chapter 6 in Kenya seems that it was not supposed to be put there, because chapter 6 was to seek integrity. Why democracies in big countries like United Kingdom thrive is that you cannot even cheat. You cannot tell your son or your daughter or your wife a lie, and if that lie is proved and brought to the public, you resign from your job. You cannot go and watch porn in Parliament when in Parliament you are sent to do what is supposed to represent the people. That's why the people in a member of Parliament herself out of conscience. The gentleman, the MP comes out and says, I was watching porn in Parliament when I was supposed to be debating, and she resigns from Parliament. When shall we have people of that nature? Look at the Deputy President, William Ruto. Oh my God. Everybody, he even says he will not go. But he is violating the rules. He's violating the rules of elections. He's campaigning on government money. He has an advantage against the other candidates. Tomorrow, surely, he's using the microphone. He's not paying from his own pocket. Other candidates, independent, are paying from their pockets. They are running. It is not state money paid to people. It is their money paid. You have to run posters. But the Deputy President is using the government press to print papers, posters. Is that a fair elections? Are these the people we want? Character. You saw that reverend preaching to us from Ghana. It was very straightforward. We elected these thieves ourselves, and we are now parading them. In fact, we are very happy running for them. We are even going to clap for them. We have even cleared them. Now the agencies in Kenya said they cannot clear anyone. Miriam, Let me leave you to make a few comments before we close. I think that is the way we are going to be doing our things. Close it and close it. We have done a lot of education for people. And time has come to summarize our education as we prepare our exit strategy. Thank you. Miriam.
Yes, and thank you so much for that submission, Doc. And it's interesting what you've pointed out, and it is a case that I made reference to in the earlier show. When it comes to leadership and integrity, that is the requirement in Chapter 6 of our Constitution. And now we saw yesterday Mike Sonko and former Kiambu Governor Ferdinand Waititu, the court has halted their clearance by IEBC, and yet there are others like Akina Jumwa and the rest of them who have been allowed, whose cases have been made to remain pending in the courts until after the election. So you wonder, this law, which is it? Which part of the law is this that seems to be favoring one side of, of the sin, and the other one, forbids the other person to continue. So which law is this that is being implemented in a very piecemeal way? So if Sonko and Waititu are not allowed to run because they have corruption cases pending, because they have other cases pending, and because they have issues with the leadership and integrity as far as Chapter 6 is concerned, then we should not have these characters we have today in others in Parliament and others who are seeking re-election in other positions. We shouldn't have that. So if we were to implement the law as it is, then we should stick with the law and implement it as it is. We stop cherry picking on who when it comes to which person, and now we decide we want to implement that. And the same year, IEBC said it has no power to bar anybody from running, but now the court has said, we can't. We can't, we're not, these people cannot be cleared. And yet the same court agreed that it will not continue listening to the cases of Aisha Jumwa and others because they're running for election. So which is which now? This has to be clear for the Kenyan Parliament. And Doc, during the earlier show, just to add on what you've said, which I think is very important, there are a couple of points that you made very, very important as far as even as we wait to have these elections is concerned. Yesterday, the CS came and made this damning revelation that Kenyans are about to elect over 40% of criminals in Parliament. So if we have over 40% of criminals in Parliament, these same criminals, you're expecting them to legislate and come up with laws that is expected to fight corruption effectively and fight impunity effectively and fight bad governance effectively and things like that. And yet, this is oxymoronic, and this is just bad at all levels. And we have to look at some of these things very critical and see in the long term, how will this affect some of these chapters in the Constitution? And if we cannot follow this chapter in the Constitution, then get rid of it. The same way the country cannot implement the 2/3 gender rule, I think where we are as a country right now, we can't, and that is still a problem in our Constitution. Let's get rid of that. It's either we do what the Constitution requires of us or we don't. And if we can't, then let's remove it, instead of just having a chapter there that cannot be implemented, or rather is being implemented in a very piecemeal way that leaves the Kenyan public to be on the losing side. Because a lot of Kenyans will not even know this 40% plus are criminals. They'll think, oh, that person is very generous. They're giving us money. They don't know this money is from money laundering, and from other criminal activities. So we will vote for them. For those who don't know, they will be voted in, and then they have to sit there and make laws for us. They will make laws that protect them, not that will serve the Kenyan public. Criminals cannot make laws that are going to take them to jail. So let's be serious as a country and stop this nonsense. And the government knows these people.
Miriam, you have said exactly what I said yesterday on a very heated Twitter space. My Twitter space, not mine, but of the youth in Kenya. Millions said, Allah, we didn't know those reasons. Let's be very honest. What is happening in Kenya, Miriam, is like, if Julius Caesar woke up today, he would say, I am not the one who lost, but the Roman Empire lost. And truly, I'm telling you, it is not Uhuru Kenyatta who is going to lose. It's the future generation of Kenya that has stopped the BBI. You see, Miriam, BBI was going to clean all this mess. It is them who will lose, but not Uhuru Kenyatta, because he will go to retirement. And the future generation of Kenya will lose. You cannot tell me a whole minister, my friend, Dr. Matiang, Fred, a great guy, a friend that I always, he speaks like me. When he sees something wrong, he says it. He told us that you are going to elect 40% criminals of wash. He didn't even use the word wash in front of the Chief Justice, in front of the DPP, in front of the DCI. And he said, the biggest enemy, the one who is the mastermind, is even on the radar, the head prefect. He was about to say, he's on the radar of DCI. Last week we saw the money laundering ring, which involves so many people across Africa. This is the Africa that we are looking for. The danger of bad elections produces conflict, and the danger of not respecting Chapter 6 of your own constitution, of integrity, brings conflicts. So when a conflict arises in August, don't blame Miriam, don't blame Natanga, don't blame yourselves. Blame the men who were put in power to check for us these thieves. Blame the people who are supposed to arrest, charge. Blame the courts that are paid money. You can imagine the double standard. And they used a very good word this morning, I have liked it. It's dangerous. You stop Sonko and allow these others. So what type of life is this? What type of life is this? Double standards. Is the law here looking for some other people? You have stopped Sonko and Waititu, and then you come and allow Asha Juma with a murder case. The governor of what is it? What this Nyamira? Is it Nyamira? The governor. Who is that governor? The Obado.
For Migori.
Of Migori, who is even coming on TV telling us that, hello, I like the ground is telling me go to Ruto.
And he has a murder case, an active murder case ongoing.
Not only murder case, there is a fraudulent, there is a case for fraud. You remember?
Yes.
Where he bought apartments for his children and the daughters. So the daughters walk around the town here in big cars on people's money. You know, he's going to be on the ballot.
Can you
And they
imagine?
are saying,
Waluke is supposed to be in jail, but he's out here. I don't know if he's running again.
yes, Waluke is running on.
Something is wrong with our laws and our system. And on top of that, you want to bring more criminals in parliament to do what with these laws? Make them better or just water them down?
Miriam, it makes me to summarize one thing. There is no Kenyan elections, but Kenyans election. I'm sorry. Towards violence. There is no election here. There is a de-election of a state. We are de-electing. You know we are moving. We are not. There's no election here. You can see the jumping of one step, another one. Now, okay. You are telling me you have powers to change the constitution without going to parliament by saying you will submit the names on 16th of May, not on 9th. Who are you? Omutata will go to court and bring down this election, we shall lose 60 billion. Medium, how much? 60 billion shillings. It will go down the drain. I submit, therefore, from the editor's memo, that elections in Africa have become the new norm of regime change, of violence and conflict. Thank you. Kiragu, you are late. You are late. Do you want to say one word?
Yeah, so sorry, Doc. I was present in the morning. Then the area we're having power shortage, so the internet went off. Yeah, I'm late, but there's something I want to quote this morning, as you've said. In Japan, a corrupt person kills himself. In China, they will kill him. In Europe, they jail him. But in Africa, he will present himself for election. And the funny thing is that us Kenyans, as Africans, we will elect them back to office. So as you said, we need to change our leadership, and most of the Kenyan leadership. And actually, as we're coming up for the elections this coming August, the atmosphere that it is creating is a chaotic one. So there will be an election, but an election that we live to remember, and an election if we don't watch out, we will live to regret. Another 5 years of pain, another 5 years of suffering, and another 5 years of making somebody's pocket grow big each day.
Thank you very much. We end our show this morning of the editor's memo. Coming up is the diplomatic leaks. Somalia. Which way shall we bring peace? Will these elections bring peace? I'll do the analysis this morning together with Miriam and the Gradual Kiragu. Thank you very much for listening. That's the best we can do, Miriam. And I would like to advise that we do that way now. We tell the facts and go home. We tell and go, so that the people can know that we said it. Because we have said quite a lot about this. We are not in the safest waters yet. Our waters are murky, and these elections could be murky, given we are having cherry picking. Miriam has used a very good word, cherry picking. Toa ule, toingiza ule mzuri. That's it. Thank you very much. God bless.